Sorry, the video is a little dark, but I was correct with the feeding video yesterday. That this one looked like it was about to molt pretty soon. So this is the Paraphysa parvula, the Chilean gold, in the process of molting. And I wouldn't have opened the lid except for the fact that the water was already empty again, so I wanted to fill it up. So, awesome. I'll check on it later. And here's the next day. Paraphysa parvula has successfully molted. And the molt looks like it's intact pretty well, so I am going to examine it and see if I can get a sex from it. Well, unfortunately, it appears that this is a male. There is no flap at all that I could see between the first pair of book lungs. So yeah, absence of a flap, there would be a flap right there, but there's not one. So this is a boy, unfortunately. So yeah, looking beautiful. Alright, thanks. Hey guys, one of my subscribers asked if I could do a video on how to transfer a Nhandu chromatus out of its enclosure and then put it back. Well, I thought, well, in this case I might as well just give her a larger enclosure. So here's the one she's in now, and this is the one I'm going to move her to. So people transfer teas in different ways. So really, you just do what you think is better for you. There's really no, except for the some obvious things out there. There's really no wrong way to do it. Just do it whichever way you think is most comfortable for you and the tarantula. So that's what I'm going to do. With some teas, I would do this in a bathtub, and of course make sure the drain is closed and any vents in the bathroom in case the tea escapes. But with this tarantula, I'm just going to do it here in the den, and because if it did escape, it would be easy to catch it. It's always a good idea to have a catch cup on hand. Here's the one I will use, and here's the lid. And I will use that if the tea escapes, or if I'm having trouble getting it to climb over into here. But I may just go ahead and use the catch cup anyway. We'll have to see. The Nhandu chromatus is typically a skittish tea. Definitely don't recommend handling them. They tend to, just from my observation, they tend to have more bark than bite. But they do threaten to bite. They usually get in kind of a semi-threat posture a lot of times, but they're more interested in running away. But this is one I still won't handle just because they're just so skittish, and this one is no exception. So let's see. What I'm going to do first is very carefully remove the additions to the enclosure. You know, the water dish and any decorations like this here. And with a more aggressive tea, I probably wouldn't put my fingers so close to the front of the cave. But this one is very skittish, but I wouldn't put it in the aggressive category, even though this one has been known to throw up threat postures. It's just, would rather run and hide than anything, or just give a semi-threat posture. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put her cave with the her original webbing on in here in her new enclosure. That way she'll feel, you know, more secure, because it's her web that she would sense, and it'll feel more like home and not so much different. It won't be as much of a shock to her. So, and then plus when I put her in there, she'll have a place of refuge when she gets startled during the transfer process. So like I said, you know, it just, whatever works for you. This is what works for me. So, and like that. And They don't require a lot of humidity, but just some. So what I'm going to do is just spray lightly the enclosure just a little bit. Nothing major. Something like that would be good. And I'm going to put this little decoration in here back where it was in the other one. Like that. And then her water dish, which she gets dirty all the time. I'm going to kind of get out some of the debris here. And I'm also keeping an eye on her in case she gets a little adventurous, but that'll probably come when I start to touch her with my tongs. Now some people use, there's the water dish by the way I just put in here. Some people like to use a paintbrush, the bristles on the end of the paintbrush to prod their teas. I don't have a good one, so I just use my tongs and I just try to do it carefully because they are fragile. So since she is already facing that way, I'm going to try to go ahead and catch her with this cup here. But I could also try to get her to come out over here into here. You know, it's not really rocket science, but I just try to find out the best way to make it easier. But teas can be unpredictable, you know. Or I could just put my catch cup right here and kind of move her in that way. So I might do that too. So let's just try it and see. I will be surprised if she does not jerk and go crazy when I nudge her with on her abdomen. Now see, that's what they do. See, she is very skittish and she will throw up a threat posture. I mean, she always does, really. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the catch cup right here in front of her with my hand back there in case she decides to bite. Let me move this tuft of dirt there. And I'm going to kind of put it over her like that. And then I'm going to kind of nudge her in the catch cup like that. See? And then I'm going to move her right here. Of course, she's not facing the way I want her to face, but that's okay. We'll work that out in a minute. So see, that wasn't as hard as it could be, despite the fact that she whipped around quickly and bared her fangs. Now, if I had a smaller catch cup, I could just leave her in there and in the small catch cup and just let her get out at her own leisure. But since this catch cup is a little bit on the larger side, it'd be hard for me to close the lid. I'm going to try to encourage her to come out. Now, come on, sweetie pie. I know it's scary. I know. Come on. There you go. There. Now, simple as that. That actually ended up being a little easier than I thought it would be. So that's how you transfer, well, that's how I transfer some of my teas. And the common name for this one is the white striped bird eater. So yes, she did show some signs of defensiveness, but as I said, they have a worse bark than they do bite. So they would just rather run away. But I wasn't going to risk putting my hand there where she could bite. But simple as that. I think she will like her new environment, more room, you know. I filled up her water dish, so she's good to go. So I'm just going to put the lid on and let her de-stress and get used to her new home. And that's that. I hope this helps. Feel free to write me if you have any questions. Alright, thanks. Check out this beauty. He I sexed the molt, and unfortunately the Paraphysa parvula Chilean gold appears to be a male. But he is definitely hardened up by now. We had a family emergency, so I have been offline for a few days and was distracted, so I can now finally feed this one. So let's see if I could find an appropriate size worm for this one to eat. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Man, he is handsome. Look at that green carapace. So beautiful. Well, you enjoy that. I know you were eagerly waiting for me to feed you. Alright, we'll let you eat in peace. Next. Well, here's the leg of my Somapoas cameradry. I did not get to have the time to sex the molt of this one. But it indeed molted. And it would have hardened up by now. I did have time to give it water already, so it had had a drink. However, it is probably quite hungry. So I'm going to see if I could find a smaller worm. I'm out of the good crickets, so I'll have to kind of dig for an appropriate sized worm for this one. Let's see. I may have to rehouse this one in the not too distant future. A lot of these worms are fat. So let me... It's like, shut up, give me the goods. They're all pretty healthy looking. I might be able to find one that's not too big. They're all big. Although this one can probably take it down, but alright, well, I guess we'll risk it with that one. Scrambling around down there. Alright, where'd you go? Oh, there's your molt. I couldn't get it earlier because it was lying on it. Oh, there's the worm. Now where's the tea? And we'll see if I can get that molt out now that the tea's out of my way. Yeah, she's hiding. Anyway. Oh, there she is. Kind of like right there. A little hard to see. She'll get it though. But I'm going to see if I can get this molt out. Yeah, the Somapoas cameradry molt is just way too destroyed where I would sex it, so I can't really sex it, unfortunately. But hasn't grabbed the worm yet. This might be this one's first worm, so I'll just have to check on it later to see if it's eaten. There's the leg right there. Alright. I did go ahead and give her some more water. Alright. That's all for now.